Hi, welcome to another guitar lesson. I'm Pastor Chaz Loudon. If you're watching these videos, at some point you've attended our Sound of Hope Jam Night. I'm thankful that you're watching. Today we're going to back up a few. We've had a lesson on G, on D, on A, really simple forms to learn. We haven't talked about tuning because more than likely if you have attended a Jam Night, you've already got tuning under your belt, but a few people have asked. There's been some confusion. So I want to talk about the basics of tuning. We're going to talk about tuners, and let's just start with Sesame Street. In the United States, we have this show called Sesame Street, and when they talk about things that make low sounds and things that make high sounds, they imagine an elephant, large, lumberous, huge, multiple-toned animal, and it has a low sound to it, or a hippopotamus, or a whale, something like that, right? A high sound would come from a small animal, like a prairie dog, a squirrel, or a mouse. They make higher sounds. That is the fundamental concept of tuning. The lower you make an instrument, the bigger you make the instrument, the more sound has to travel through it, or the vibrations are going to travel slower. You're going to have a lower sound. There's no better way to articulate that than with a trombone. Now, I am a saxophone player, a woodwind player. I am not a trombone player. So I've got my very good friend, Pete Miles. He's going to talk to us, show us about the trombone. Pete, come on over here, buddy. So, this is a student level trombone. Pete, would you show us how when we make an instrument longer, bigger, it gets lower? Go ahead, that's fine, perfect. I'm ready to hear. So you see that, the instrument made one sound, he blew it, he made the length of the tube longer, it lowered the sound. Give it again, Pete, one more time. The instrument that makes the tube shorter, it gets higher. That is the exact same concept for your guitar. Now get out of here. All right, get out. All right, so we're going to talk about tuning. There's lots of different tuners. Thank you, Pete. There's lots of different tuners. This is a clip-on style tuner. It's not based on a microphone tuner. You might have like a little rectangle thing where we want to be someplace quiet, and you push the button, and you'll see this little meter, right? It goes back and forth, and if it's flat, they'll be going this way. If it's sharp, it'll go over. And you want it to be right up and down with the number, the letter on top. So the letters of the guitar alphabet, if you will, is the letter E for the big string. And we're going to end on an E on the high string, right? But let me go through these here, and we'll just show you how this tuner works. All tuners work pretty much the same way, whether they're a microphone tuner or a clip-on tuner, they all work the same way. And you see how when I play that E, it's right up and down in the middle. That's where you want it. If it was like this, you see it's actually registering a different note, the next lowest note. But you see how it's right there? It's showing that it's low, it's too flat. I'm going to tighten it, just like Pete pulled the tube shorter. I'm tightening the string, trying to get it right up and down in the middle. Something to note about tuners is sometimes you can calibrate your tuner. Some people like to play a little sharp or flat. You can adjust your tuner to 440, 442, 444. Make sure that your tuner says 440. That's the most common place to start. It's kind of like your standard. Anyway, but there's an E, right? And that would be the concept that you do for each one. So if the A is the second string, it was off, I'm going to make it sharp, right? You see how it's too high? I'm going to loosen it. Again, it's too high, so I need to make the instrument bigger or make the string have less tension, make it lower. I'm going to lower it just like this, a little bit, until it gets right up, straight up and down, right? Oh, I went a little too far. I got to tighten up just a smidge. Okay? Then we go on to the D. D looks like it's almost there. G. Got to tighten that guy up just a little bit too. The B. Yep. And now the high E. Pretty good. Play that chord. Sounds good. Sounds right. Okay. So here's the deal. That was super fast. There's no way that you're going to have to rewind the tape, watch it a few times. Again, if that needle is going to the left, it means it's flat. If it's going to the right, it's sharp. Sharp means too high. It's more like the mouse. Low, more like the elephant, more like the hippo, the big. You need to get it right up and down in the middle, the standard. And this tuner tells you the standard. Now, if you don't have a tuner, there is a way to do this. you're gonna have to tune the instrument to itself. So don't worry about the standard, but just to tune it to itself, you would play the first string here, the big E string. And this is what I call the guitar player zip code. In the United States, we have postal codes. They're all 5-digit numbers. The guitar player zip code is 55545, and I'll explain that. Here's the frets. The 5th fret, if you push down the 5th fret on the big E string, you get an A. That is also the next open string, is the A. So these two should sound the same. Now, if that second string was messed up, it would sound like this, right? See how it's... You want those two to sound the same. So you press again your 5th fret, right? And sing it. I always find it helpful to sing it. So you can just hear it's not right, right? So you're going to tighten it up. And then you keep tightening it till they sound the same. I can cheat because I have the tuner, right? But they should sound the same. You would carry on like that, Here I'm on the A string now. Put my finger on the 5th fret, right? I'm on the D string, 5th fret. Should sound like the G. Now we're going to shift up to the 4th fret. I'm playing the G string on the 4th fret. You see, not the 5th, or the 4th. And that should make sure that the sounds like a B. And then back to the 5th fret for the B string. It's showing a sharp E. That could just be the instrument. But they're off, right? It's showing it that it's a little bit sharp, but in my ear it sounds right. I'm going with that. So that's the basics of tuning, right? Now, here's the deal. You might not have a tuner, so you can tune by ear just to this instrument. I'm going to play now and not talk, and I'll let you tune to this instrument. I'll make sure that it's in tune. Good. Okay, good. Here we go. So here you go. Here's your E. You might have to pause and listen. I'm going to quit talking, I promise. Wait. I'll turn this towards you, right? Golf cart going by. One more E. Here's an A. We'll let the golf cart come to a complete stop. Here's the A. Okay, let's go on to the D. Here's a D. Another golf cart. Here's a loud one too. Let's get that D. So there it was. That is the basic way you tune. Now here's the deal. Tuning is frustrating. Tuning is hard to hear. My advice, my tip to you is to play the note and then sing the note. And then play your note. If they don't sound the same, they don't feel the same, kind of, again, do something drastic. I used to have a band director, brilliant man, PKR, you know who you are. He would say, if you can't figure out if you're flat or sharp, do something drastic. You will definitely hear a difference, and then keep adjusting until you lock into that tune. And so, you're like, I can't tell if that's flat or sharp. Just mess it up. You're going for and just sing it. Sing it. That is my tip for you. Tuning is frustrating. Don't let it frustrate you. It takes some practice, but it will pay off because you will sound good. All right? Thank you for watching. God bless you. I will see you in the next video where we're going to talk about strumming.